एक वेद मंत्र का एक छोटा सा हिस्सा है, अस्तोमा सदगमे तमसोमा ज्योतिर्गमे मृत्युर्मा अमृतम गमे। उसका अर्थ सीधा सीधा ये है कि अंधकार से भोलेनाथ हमको या सूर्य भगवान हमको अंधकार से प्रकाश की ओर ले चले। क्योंकि मैं उनको बहुत मानता हूँ, तो मुझे भी लगता है कि शायद कुछ जिम्मेदारी मेरी भी बनती है कि जितनी मेरे को जानकारी है, जितना मुझे अनुभव है, मैं अपने अनुभव और के आधार पर और लोगों को भी अंधकार से प्रकाश की ओर ले जा सकूं।
This was today's powerful message from the one who led the foundation of Amritam with his hard work and in-depth knowledge of Ayurveda, our very own Ashok uncle. And you know what? His presence on this season's very first episode makes this season even more special. Welcome to season 2 of Rediscovering Self with Amritam. Amritam is an Ayurvedic lifestyle brand and wellness community growing globally, celebrating nature, beauty, and mindful living. This is your host, Shweta, and on this season, we together take the journey of building a healthier, happier, and fuller life through the power of incredibly powerful Ayurveda. Yes, it's about our health, our happiness, and that too at our own place, our very own Amritam, your Amritam. Let's get started! Welcome, Dr. Diksha, on Rediscovering Self with Amritam. What are we rediscovering today? Wait, let me start with this. Period cramps are killing me. Some even say first day of period seems like last day of my life. Another one says I'm having really bad cramps and yet not able to tell my friends because even after being girls, they just think that I'm overreacting because they don't go through such bad pain. Another one says I'm 14 now and the past couple months I have been, having extreme painful cramps and almost every time I have thrown up. It really sucks. Another one, I'm in this high level of pain and it's midnight but isn't making any noise at all. Taking all those pains silently. Salute to me and every girl with the worst period pain out there. Another one, it's really 2 a.m. and I can't sleep because it's so painful. It feels like a bomb in my uterus is about to explode. I can't bear this pain. OMG, the pain returns early in the morning. Can't sleep. I really want to sleep. I was nauseous, shaky, cramping so badly. Honestly, felt like I was gonna black out. I'm always stuck on the toilet for at least 2 hours every other day during my period. Day 1 of my period, severe cramps after throwing up little food I managed to get in me, crying on my bed, screaming of pain while eating ice cream and waiting for the meds to kick in. Yes, this is what we are rediscovering today. Dr. Diksha, what do you have to say about this?
First of all, thank you so much, Shweta, for having me here. I'm privileged. And I would, first thing, the reason behind menstrual cramps, most of the girls, let's say 70% of the girls now, I have consulted so many girls at the age of 13, starting from the menarche, they have painful menses and it ends up to their menopause. Why? And most of the times the problem is this society thinks this is normal. That's the biggest problem, like people are not searching for the solution because all they think is I'll pop a pill and that's about it. I don't have an option.
What I heard was you are a woman, this pain occurs, so just be, it's normal, so just have some, patience, be stronger because you have to go through this.
Oh my god, yeah, that's what girls are made to believe since their menarche. Why? Because their mothers, their grandmothers, their friends, aunties, everybody have suffered from this and that's all they know. And it could be worse, there are girls who actually don't love the periods and it's more like a nightmare. 1 week before the periods, they start PMSing and they just hate it. I know a lot of girls and who are like, I'm going to get my periods. It's going to be worse. I'm not going to the tour. I'm not going to the college. And yeah, I'm just going to rest. Then there are some who actually wants to work, but they cannot. They just can't bear the pain and they have to pop a pill. And then I know of a few who actually doesn't want to pop a pill. So they'll bear the pain. But they don't know that this is something we can work on. This is something you don't have to suffer from forever. Now, this I'm talking about the physiological pain. Let's say you have your periods, okay? So, tad bit discomfort, tad bit pain is okay. Let's say if you sleep for like 7.5 hours every night, maybe during periods if you sleep for 8 or 8.5 hours is fine. If you feel tad bit tired is okay. But you cannot wake up, or you have this bad pain and you wake up with the pain, and throughout the day you have to pop like 2 or 3 pills. I have known girls who pops 3 pills
I
every
am
single day.
one of them. I
My
used
God.
to take 3 pills a day until I figured it out a way that I can manage my periods.
Yes,
And it
yes.
used to be worse. Some days, like, the entire pills were in front of me. I had this thing that should I just take the entire, the thing, because it was so bad, like so bad. And I used to question myself at that point of time that why do I have to go through this as being a woman? Like, because at that point of time so much emotions are going into, like, I love what I am, I love being a woman, but at that point of
100%.
time those emotions just, it sucks, it really sucks. And I really hope that through this conversation today, we are able to get all those women, all that sisterhood out there, some relief.
True, true, 100%. And yes, as I was talking about this pain, so mostly, tad bit tiredness or mild pain, which you are able to bear easily, you are able to walk, you are able to go to work, you are able to do your daily chores, is fine. But if you have really bad aches, there could be a problem. There could be a pathology. You could have a cyst, you could have endometriosis, you could have any problem. Hormonal imbalance could cause it. First, if you have pain, if you have painful menses for 3 consecutive months, so this time your period were painful, for the next 2 months they were painful, then you need to go to the doctor. Why? Not for the pill, but just to understand whether this is physiological or there's this pathology. If we go for the reports, we go for the scan, and if we find something, it can be treated. If there's no problem, your hormones are fine, you don't have any cyst, no endometriosis, nothing, still pain, what do you need to do? You just need to change your lifestyle. Just incorporate healthy lifestyle in healthy eating, healthy actions, and that's all you need. And whenever we talk about healing anything, rather it's physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever it is, if we are suffering, where there's suffering, where there's pain, there are 3 things that can help you heal. First, food. 60% role, food plays 60% role in healing any disorder, whether physical or emotional. Food part, mostly, we might be able to take care of it easily. But what about your sleep and what about your stress? So food, sleep and stress. Stress doesn't mean just, just getting worried about certain things. Stress means how you respond to the things happening around you. What is something, that stresses you out like anything? Are you able to accept what's going on? What's something that's creating more anxiety and all of this? This is all it needs. And if at all this doesn't work, for few, if they have had this since generations, if the mother has it, the grandmother has it, everybody, every lady in the family has it, then maybe certain Ayurvedic herbs can definitely help. Certain teas, herbal teas can help for sure. But giving it a try, giving a healthy lifestyle a try is the best thing you can do. And simple, simple. Let's say if you ask me, I have menstrual cramps. What can I do about it? Simplest thing, balance your emotions, balance your hormones. How do we do that? Simple. First thing, follow circadian rhythm. What is circadian rhythm? Simplest. Wake up with the sun, sleep with the moon. Nothing could be better than that. You start eating post sunrise, you stop eating before sunset, or maybe let's say 1 hour post sunset. Why is this important? So there's this quote in Ayurveda which says, Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande. What it means is, what's in your body is in the universe, and vice versa. In the morning, just the way sun rises, our metabolism rises. It ignites that fire, that Agni. So if you start eating, if you start feeding your Agni, if you have something, really warming, some fresh food, that helps. In the afternoon, your metabolism is at the peak. Why? Because the sun is right at the peak, right? So the metabolism is optimum that time. You can have moderate to heavy meals. At sunset, it is supposed to be lightest. If you follow this, how it helps with pain, this is something maybe you might think I'm going on a wrong track, I'm thinking about digestion, but 75 to 85% of the hormones are produced in your gut. So first thing you got to take care about is your gut. Okay. So from your gut, your hormone travels everywhere in the body. If your gut is fine, You won't have pain. And when it's pain, Ayurveda says pain is always because of Vayu, Vata dosha. Because without Vayu, Pitta and Kapha cannot do anything. Yes, Pitta is involved when there is some inflammation in body. Kapha is involved when there's a lot of fat in body, when the metabolism is slower, when your periods are delayed, so again this gets into the pathology. Let's just talk about the normal menstrual cramps where you don't have a pathology, no problem, still pain. So first thing, as we have discussed, following a circadian rhythm. So first thing after you wake up, just drink a glass of warm water. This shouldn't be followed just during periods, but you can follow it throughout the month. And the best thing for a girl, we are privileged. We don't have to go for reports in order to understand whether we have a hormonal imbalance or not, right? Because, periods are like our monthly report card. You have healthy periods, you're bleeding well, you don't have a lot of PMS, you don't feel too tired, you don't have pain. That means your metabolism is optimum. You are healthy. So just following this, what I'm going to be discussing for good 3 months, 90 days. Why 90 days? Because 90 days is the minimum time your body needs to adapt to something. Okay. So once, let's say you try and wake up at 7 a.m. every single day, you have a glass of warm water without anything, just a glass of warm water. Why? Because pain is because of Vayu. When the Vayu dosh, Vata dosh aggravates, there's pain. Now water and warm water. Warm means it reduces Vayu. It's opposite to Vayu dosha, right? It's opposite in nature. So having a glass of warm water helps. This should be done every single day. Then just doing some pranayams and yoga postures, whatever works, stay active. Why? It improves your blood circulation, it balances your hormones. If yoga works for you, practice yoga. If meditation works for you, do that. If pranayams work for you, do that. You like going to the gym, working out, do that. We got to understand our doshas. If you are somebody who cannot, or let's say who cannot tolerate a lot of heat, then maybe meditation, pranayams work for you. If you are somebody who is too lazy to wake up, or you do everything slowly, so for that, a good swimming works, jogging works, just walking is fine. Surya namaskars are wonderful. If you are somebody who is always overactive, just before you begin a thing, you start assuming a lot of things and you get anxious about it. You're always overthinking. That means you are dominant in Vayu. What do you need? More meditation, more pranayams. But something that works for everybody. Surya Namaskars. Why? Because Surya Namaskar is an exercise, it has 12 postures, like 6 postures in one go, and then we do it reverse. So that's like a whole body workout. Starting from working on hormonal imbalance to, improving flexibility, not just physically but emotionally as well. This is something without, you don't have to go to gym, you don't have to go anywhere. Just all you need is a yoga mat. And that's about it. You can do it anywhere. If it's possible for you to get out in the sun, maybe sit in the gallery, maybe sit on terrace and do it. Wonderful. Why? You'll have the sunlight. What's better than vitamin D? Sunlight also improves hormonal balance. Sunlight helps you balance our circadian rhythm. Sunlight helps us align with this universe. And as I said, Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande. Most important thing is going slow. First, begin with waking up at the same time. If you are somebody who wakes up at 10, start with 9, then 8, then 7, then get out, go out for walk, drink a glass of water, go out for walk, or maybe practice some pranayams. And when I say pranayams, most important pranayam that can help you with your, cramps is Anulom Vilom and Brahmari pranayam. Why? Because that is something which makes us feel more grounded. And as I said, pain is because of increase in Vayu dosha. Vayu is all, mess. Vayu makes a mess in our body. It gives you bloating. It makes you feel disturbed. Emotionally also, that is something that makes you overthink, that makes you more anxious. So practicing Brahmari and Anulom Vilom is best not just for Vayu. It reduces Vayu and it balances your Pitta, it balances your Kapha. So it brings all doshas in alignment. And just 10 minutes of meditation. What's the goal of your meditation is just to concentrate on a single thought. I'm healing myself. I'll get relieved from my menstrual cramps. Just concentrate on one single thought. How this helps in menstrual cramps is when you are more aware, you'll be more sorted. You'll know that okay, this is my present. I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. Just this is the morning routine needed. If you start doing this and you do it consistently for good 21 days, see how it makes you feel. Maybe your next period, I have received, this feedbacks from so many of my patients that, I have had this girl, 26-year-old. She told me, after we discussed all this and she started following it, her periods were after a week and she didn't experience any pain. So, you got to be consistent, you got to be religious, and you got to do something with faith. When you do things mindfully, you'll know. Sometimes it also happens that, girls, they do know. Like, if you are eating pani puri, you have had a lot of burgers, pizza before your periods, a week or 15 days prior to your periods, and then, you'll experience worse menstrual cramps. Again, how meditation pranayams help is it will make us more mindful. When you do things, you'll be able to figure out yourself, okay, this is something I did and my periods went bad. So this is something I need to avoid. So more mindfulness. Today's lifestyle is pretty hectic. Nobody has 10 minutes to spare for yourself. Like whether it's a daughter or a wife or a daughter-in-law or a sister, whatever it is, we're always busy in doing our chores. This is the myth I have heard most of the times. Girls coming to me and telling me the gynaec told that you pop a pill for now. We don't have any other option, and post marriage you won't have a pain.
I've heard this. So I once went to a gynac for this, and these were the exactly same lines she told me. I was amazed. Like, for example, if I don't get married for say like 6 years now, so am I going to like experience the pain for the coming 6 years? Like, I didn't like that didn't add up for me.
Doesn't make sense. How? See, there are a few hormonal, imbalances that can lead to that. But yes, there have been couple of ladies I have consulted who told me that after delivery, they don't have as much pain as before. But the problem is, do we need to wait until then? Maybe let's say if you believe this is going to work after marriage, you wouldn't have a lot of time. You will have different responsibilities. Okay, and lifestyle is going to be more haywire for a couple of months. Then you cannot expect, okay, I'm married now, my periods, I'm not going to have menstrual cramps anymore. So first thing, give yourself 10 good minutes. You'll be more mindful. That helps a lot with pain. Why? Because when you're more mindful, there's not a lot of hormonal imbalances. There is not a lot of imbalances in your doshas. Why? Because when you're mindful, you're more sorted. Your vata is not high, your pitta is not high. Because when you're anxious, when you're confused, your pitta raised. And pitta can cause more inflammation. So, coming back to our morning rituals, these are the things that works for almost every girl.
I would say that, like technically, periods and the changes are the kind of changes you suggested. They're helping each one of us build a relationship with our own selves and also lead a healthier life overall, because periods come every month, and just like what you said, that lifestyle changes. So basically, we are just incorporating these changes for lifetime, and it's gonna help us live immensely healthier and happier lives. Also, here I want to ask you one thing that we talked about. Okay, what can we do not have painful periods? Now I want to ask from you, I'm someone, for example, in my period I'm experiencing extremely high pain. What, according to Ayurveda, are the things that I can do to get instant relief and not pop a pill?
Okay, so first, again, following a good routine helps. Again, pain because of Vayu. So, something that relieves your Vayu. So, first, whenever you have pain, take 10 deep breaths. If you don't have that much time, take 2 deep breaths and you'll be like, okay. Then just sip on warm water if there's nothing around. Okay? And something that you can do for 5 good days is sip on mint water throughout the day. Why? Because mint is not too hot, mint is not too cool. Mint is pudina. We'll have pudina sharbat to cool ourselves down. If you have some throat infection, you'll have pudina chai to, just soothe your throat. So pudina is something that helps you balance hormones, and hormones and periods go hand in hand. It's because of our hormones or balance or imbalances that we have periods. Okay, so Mint is something that doesn't help you just with the pain, but it also helps you feel more relaxed. Why? Because it also releases happy hormones. It reduces the inflammation. It reduces the cortisol. And the smell of mint is beautiful. So when you smell it, mentally also, you're more relaxed. So sipping on mint water, or let's say detox water, you just store 1 liter of water, you put some mint leaves and you sip on that water throughout. If it's summer, if it's winter or monsoon, just do one thing: take a liter or two of water, add a handful of mint leaves, boil it for good 5-10 minutes, strain, and then sip on that warm water. Warm water again. If the weather is cold, Vayu is more dominant. Vayu is dominant in the weather because of the pain. Vayu is dominant in the body. So sipping on warm water throughout helps a lot. Then for instant relief is ajwain. Ajwain works wonderful. It's hot in nature, best for balancing Vayu. So just let's say take a glass of water, put a teaspoon of ajwain, your carom seeds, boil it for 3 minutes, strain and sip on it. You'll feel better. If there's a lot of pain, rest lying on your left side. Why? Left side helps you improve digestion. Sometimes the pain could also be because during periods there's a lot of hormonal imbalance. So 75 to 85% of hormones are produced in your gut, right? So if you have pain because of gut, because of poor metabolism, because your digestion is not okay, then one thing that works beautifully is CCFT. Everyone in Ayurveda knows about that, coriander, cumin, fennel tea. Okay, dhania, jeera and soft. So all you got to do is sip on the CCF thrice a day. You have had your breakfast, 1 hour, let's say 45 minutes or 1 hour post your breakfast, sip on that. Again, post dinner, sip on that. 45 minutes, 1 hour post dinner, post lunch, thrice a day you sip on it, you feel too light. Because when you have periods, most of the girls feel bloated. So this is something that relieves bloating. This is something that reduces your Vayu. If there's a lot of pain, sip on it thrice a day. Helps. And one most important thing and easiest thing you can do anywhere is sitting in Vajrasan. Post meals, if you sit in Vajrasan for let's say 10 minutes, wonderful. Why? So it improves the blood circulation in your abdomen. Okay, that helps you digest your food. That also helps you improve your blood circulation in your uterus. So if everything aligns, if everything is going as it is supposed to be, if everything is in sync, that won't cause you any pain. One of the reason why girls suffer from cramps during period, this menstrual cramps, is because your metabolism is also disturbed to some extent. And it also has to do with your mental health. That's the reason, again, as I said, give 10 minutes to yourself, be more mindful, because just before periods, your hormones are on surge and then they deep down and then you get your periods. Okay. During periods, every girl is more conscious. How did this PMS came into existence? Is it real? Yes, 100% it's real. But it's not just about negative emotions. It's also about the positive emotions. Those 5 days are your best days for you to connect with yourself. So the thing is, when you're more mindful, when you're more conscious, when your body is eliminating something it doesn't need during periods, so if you connect more with yourself, even that helps you with your pain. There are women, who loves a period, like who loves being on a period, who loves traveling during period. Why? Because, they can remember the things better, they can enjoy the things better. But when you build a very good relationship with your body, periods are the best days to begin something, or just to connect deeper with ourselves. And sipping on CCFT, or just sitting in Vajrasan, or having healthier meals, avoiding khatta, avoiding a lot of spicy food, avoiding fermented, or avoiding maida, all of this thing helps you being more mindful. We have solutions for everything. You can begin slowly. You can add a teaspoon of cow ghee, or you can add a teaspoon of coconut oil in your tea or coffee. That will reduce the damage that caffeine causes to your body. That will reduce the pain. That will help. So being more mindful, just doing some physical activities. The reason why Ayurveda doesn't suggest bathing post meals, or rigorous activities post meals, is because our body in itself is a very balanced thing. When you have a problem, period pain is also a sign, is a signal your body gives you to just let you know that there's imbalance. Treat it. Also, having let's say 10 soaked raisins in the morning helps a lot with periods. Maybe you might have heard of it, or you might, if you have tried. Why raisins? Sweet food, anything that is sweet in nature helps relieve stress. And when I say stress, cortisol. Okay, so something that reduces cortisol works. That doesn't mean we want to have a lot of sugary foods. We don't want to have that piece of pastry, or we don't want to have that chocolate, but rather having 10 soaked raisins every single morning helps a lot. Having 2 soaked dates helps a lot. Having, let's say, 2 to 3 almonds, 2 to 3 walnuts every day in the morning, even this works. Okay, so if you are somebody, who cannot digest nuts because you have really poor metabolism, just soak this nuts overnight. So you'll be able to absorb them well. Somebody who has diabetes, okay, instead of 10 raisins, just have 5 soaked raisins. It won't increase your sugar levels. This is something. Even if you are somebody not just with pain, but if you have excess bleeding, menorrhagia, even then, having soaked raisins, dates, almonds, walnuts helps you with that. Avoiding tea, avoiding coffee, avoiding caffeine helps. Or if you are somebody who cannot live that, just adding a teaspoon of ghee or coconut oil will help you reduce the bleeding. And this is the most beautiful thing about Ayurveda. You come to us with one problem. You go to Ayurveda with one problem. It's not just going to treat that one single problem. Why? Because Ayurveda considers body as a whole, or rather this self as a whole, where it's not just body but body and mind. Yeah, whole person healing, body and mind. So when you have a pain, it's not just pop a pill and you'll be fine. Yes, you might be fine, but what about the issues which you don't address? So this is something which addresses your overall well-being. So physically, emotionally, you're fine. You treat your periods. You don't bleed too much. Your periods are, it normalizes just by following this. Yes, you'll get relieved of physiological menstrual cramps. Along with that, you'll also have normal periods. So let's say if you're bleeding at 21 days, you'll bleed at 21, or 35. If you get 3 consecutive cycles at the same time with normal flow without pain, that means your hormones are in sync, your metabolism is fine, you are doing so much better, you are in sync. That's all we need. That's all we need without medication. And if at all still this doesn't work, then medicines are here to help. Right? We have Ashoka rest in Ayurveda that helps a lot with periods. We have Dashmula rest. We have few tablets. There are also girls who lack hemoglobin. So let's say, again, this comes in pathological, not the physiological. But if you lack hemoglobin, even that could create more void. If you lack anything, means there's space. You got to fill. And when there's space, bio increases, bio aggravates. So let's say low vitamin D, low vitamin B12, low hemoglobin, even that could create pain. So let's say if there are this 100 girls who have menstrual cramps, okay, physiological, if you go for the reports, out of 100 there are at least 35 to 40 girls who have lack of vitamins, maybe low calcium, low hemoglobin, whatever it is. And if you just work on that along with following a routine, beautiful. And then there are other 50, 60 who actually doesn't have a problem, just because of not being in sync with your body, or just because of a very hectic schedule, you are not able to follow things. This is something you can follow, right? If nothing else, that's it.
Also, are there any like Ayurvedic herbs that that are beneficial for this? And also, I've heard that there are some kind of Chavan Prash and all these things which can really help, like if we even take it the whole month or on a daily basis.
Yeah, so yes, it helps, but again, it's different for every girl. Okay, Prash is something that just normal people know Prash as something that helps you with cough immunity. Yes, it does, but it's hot in nature. But having Gulkand is a wonderful, malt. It's an Ayurvedic jam, right? It contains rose, it contains some rock sugar, it contains fennel. So having Gulkand on regular basis helps a lot. It reduces, because normally, let's say 90% of the girls, when you have menstrual cramps, it's also associated with heavy bleeding or clots. So Gulkand is something that will reduce the clot, that will reduce the intensity of your flow. You can have Gulkand. You can, again, Brahmi is something. Brahmi, people know it as something that works for stress. It also helps you relieve your menstrual cramps. Why? Because Brahmi reduces your cortisol, reduces the inflammation in your body, reduces your stress, makes you feel more mindful. So just sipping on Brahmi tea, or having a half a teaspoon of Brahmi with milk at night. Milk, again, cold in nature, grounding in nature. So having just a cup of milk with some ghee in it works wonders. Then there's this Ashok. Ashok is a wonderful herb. As I say about Ashokarus, it's an Ayurvedic fermented syrup that works beautifully for pain. Now Ashok is Asupalam. We know it as Asupalam. So let's say boiling 10 to 12 leaves of Ashoka in a glass of water for like 2-3 minutes and sipping on that works wonders. Having Ashoka powder works wonders. So obviously there are herbs, there are Ayurvedic medications. If you are somebody with really low hemoglobin, really low ferritin, and because of that you have periods, then Punarnava Mandur is an awesome Ayurvedic formulation. Just having Punarnava Mandur helps you improve your ferritin levels, helps you improve your hemoglobin. It also helps with period cramps. There's this tablet called Yogaraj Gukulu. It's an Ayurvedic formulation. Helps improve your cramps like anything. But again, we cannot have this on our own. We got to understand how to consume, when to consume. But something that you can definitely do is having a teaspoon of Brahmi with milk at bedtime. Having a teaspoon of Gulkand every morning works wonderfully. Having soaked raisins, having 2-3 soaked almonds, walnuts, wonderful. So if this works, and I'm positive that in 90% of the girls, just these things are enough. Then obviously if there's some pathology involved, we need to treat that.
And I really hope that this really empowers our sisterhood out there. And like, I have huge amount of respect for every woman who is going through this. Every woman, like, because that I feel it's a special time. The way they handle it, for some it's really difficult, and we really appreciate the kind of courage that they show. So what would be your final message to every strong woman out there, to the sisterhood out there who is going through this?
First of all, hats off to every woman, to every girl, again, being a daughter-in-law, wife, sister, whatever it is. Women have this energy, and your menstruation is one wonderful thing that you have, because, you can procreate because of that. Okay. So just being more mindful is something that will help you for sure. And if you have gone through a lot of pain, hats off. But know that you don't have to go through a lot of pain. You don't have
be
to,
used to it.
suffer from this. Yeah, you should. Every girl, every woman, every female on earth needs to know that you don't deserve this pain. You don't have to suffer, and you can definitely do something about it. Just start being, be more aligned with yourself, be more mindful, stay active, drink enough water. Most of the times, if you don't drink enough water, that could be the reason behind pain. Obviously, aggravation of Vayu. Most of the times, just because of Vayu aggravation, just because of constipation or feeling bloated, you are actually feeling bloated, but you think you have menstrual cramps. Why? Because, you're on your periods. So, for every lady who suffers from cramps, follow a routine. A routine might sound boring initially, but when you do it, you feel beautiful. You do it for 21 days, and I guarantee, you would want to do it forever. Instead of popping a pill forever, how about just giving this try for good 21 days? Pain is not something you have to go through ever, and you don't deserve it. Most of the girls think, "Oh, I'm a girl, I deserve this." Never, never. You don't deserve a pain. You don't deserve
the pain, right? Thank you, Dr. Diksha. Thank you for doing this. And to our amazing listeners who are listening to this right now, we wish you lots of health, lots of happiness. And you don't deserve pain. You deserve happiness, women. You deserve it.
100%.
Thank you, Dr. Diksha. Thank you so much.
Welcome. It was great connecting.